this video, I want to talk about how do you go about finding fish. I do get asked that quite a bit. And I thought I would share some of my thoughts about how I approach it, how I go about that. So the first thing I do, whether it's, fun fishing, practice, tournament situation, it doesn't really matter what the situation is you go and fishing, but there's a few things you need to know which will help find fish for you. So the first thing is knowing where you're going, what lake you're going to fish, what river system, that kind of thing, and what time of year is it. Okay, so the body of water is important because every body of water is different. There's man-made impoundments, there's natural lakes, natural rivers, there's tidal situations, there's rivers that are controlled by lock. So it's important to know where you're fishing and as much as you can learn about that particular body of water. Okay, what's the average depth? How much shallow water is there? How much deep water is there? What's the structure like? Are there steep drop-offs? Are there channel swings? As much as you can learn about that particular body of water, the better. That's important because it ties in with the time of year that you're going to be there fishing. Okay, so right now we're in late February, okay? So winter time. A lot of lakes up in the northeast are still frozen. Some river systems are open. Some bodies of water down along the coast are open. So guys are starting to get out there and fish. But it's winter time. So knowing where you're going, what time of year you're fishing. Okay, winter time, cold water, fish like to be near a vertical drop. Doesn't really much matter how big a vertical drop, what the degree of vertical drop. I mean, it could be a 1 foot change in the bottom. If you're fishing a big, giant, shallow body of water, okay, they don't have a lot of options. But they will be somewhere near a vertical drop. Why? Because they can adjust day to day for water conditions and water temperature. Just the slightest change affects their behavior. So right now, late February, we've already had 50, 60 degree days. Tomorrow it's going to be close to 70. And then we got snow coming in right after that. Nights are still cold. So what they're going to want to do during the day is when it warms up, and again, you're on your northern banks that are southerly exposed. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west, so it beats down basically east to west on that northern side. That's going to be the water that warms up first. So if I'm going fishing now, I'm fishing that side of the lake. Okay, just because the water is going to warm up just a little bit faster. Now keep in mind, shallow water warms quicker than deep water, but it also cools down quicker. Okay, so I know now this time of year I want to fish next to some kind of vertical drop in the warmest water I can. Lakes that are a lot deeper, that have more more pronounced vertical drops. I mean, I'm not, at this time of year, personally, I'm not fishing any deeper than 20, 25 feet. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to throw a blade bait, shaky head, Ned rig, that kind of thing. Drop shot. Something I can keep in front of the fish as long as I possibly can. I don't want to move it a lot of distance, so those fish really don't want to chase. I've seen it where you catch them on a blade bait or a drop shot, 20, 25 feet of water, that vertical drop, and by the end of the day, and I mean, when you hook one, it feels like you've hooked like a towel, a beach towel on the bottom, just a rag, just heavy weight, no fight. They come up, you lip them, let them go. Just a few hours later, just a degree or two in water temperature, now they'll eat a jerk bait and they actually jump out of the water. So it makes a big difference. So that's this time of year. As we get closer to spring, we all know bass want to move shallow to start to spawn. So now you're basically, your searching now is 20, 25 feet and less. Again, looking for some kind of a drop, depending on water temperature. As things get closer to the spawn, you get pre-spawn, fish are going to be on that first drop, staged on stuff outside that first drop. That's just a key place to start to look for them. And you still want to keep everything honest, so you're going to want to go shallow a little bit throughout the day, check to see if some fish have moved up. You want to be visually looking for them, see if you see them up there cruising, because we get into late April, all of May and June. Those fish are all shallow, all looking to spawn. River systems, winter time like this, I'm trying to fish, if there's current involved, I'm trying to fish out of the current, back eddies, current breaks, stuff like that, especially in colder water. So it really does depend on where you're fishing and what time of year you're fishing. You get through spring and spawn, post-spawn, those fish are looking to move back, a little bit deeper water again, vertical drop, first drop. Summertime's probably the easiest time to locate and pattern fish. Find them because you can cover water quickly. You can move real fast with different search baits, crank baits, buzz baits, spinnerbait, bladed jig. Cover water quicker, find fish quicker, vegetation comes into play. The most reliable fish are going to be around vegetation, always. When you find them in the summertime around vegetation, they're going to be there for a long time. Start to get into the fall, fish will get, active, feeding on bait. Again, you can cover water quickly. But you want to keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, shallow water also, even though it warms quicker, it cools off quicker. Okay? So, cold nights, real shallow water, you'll see fish move out of those locations. Again, back to the first drop, back to structure, just off the bank, that kind of thing. Not saying they won't move back up there, they will as the water warms up. They'll move back up there. And then it goes right back into wintertime, where they're going to try to seek out a situation where they can adjust according to day-to-day conditions. that's how I find fish. I know where I'm going. I do my research. Try to learn as much about the lake as I possibly can. And then apply the seasonal pattern to it. So you're not fishing dead water. And you could be fishing the best area of the lake at the wrong time of year. Or the wrong time of the day, for that matter. So that's how I go about it. I hope that helps you out. Again, Mark Burgess, Big East Bass Fishing. If you can, please like it, share it, follow it, subscribe to it, depending on the platform. And please, if you have any comments, let me know. Any other questions, let me know. I'll be glad to answer them for you. All right, good fishing this year.